Hi everyone, this is Meenakshi Ramesh from tapyowaytohealing.com. Today's topic is tapping for fear of public speaking. I have been thinking about making a video on this topic for quite some time. I guess today is the day. I also got the inspiration to focus on this topic after listening to Tapping Q&A podcast by Gene Montrestelli. I have mentioned his podcast in many of my other videos. He's awesome. I have always learned a lot listening to his podcast. So I listened to an interview by Gene. He was actually interviewing Janet Hills, who is another EFT practitioner, on this topic, on how to use tapping for fear of public speaking. I'm going to post the link for the podcast on my page and on YouTube as well. So when you have time, please feel free to listen. So generally in tapping, when we during a session, when we work with clients, we always go to the events and the memories that from the past that triggered a similar experience, and we always work on those events and try to neutralize the charge and try to really focus on the aspects of the events to dissipate the intensity of the issue. So same with public speaking also. When you work on a fear of public speaking, this can go all the way back to childhood for many of us. Sometimes even as young as 3 to 5 years old, or the first time you spoke out loud and somebody said something and you decided that you're not good enough. Or it could be you were on stage and you forgot a phrase, or you forgot a line that you were supposed to say during a drama or a play. So these are just real life scenarios which many of us might have experienced in the past. So if you have any memory of such events related to public speaking, you can directly go to the event first and tap on the memory as such, and start from there. So that makes the journey a lot easier. But if you do not have an event, there's no need to worry. You can, just generally tap on the fear of public speaking and kind of make a list of what are your fears. What do you think is going to happen? Mostly the common scenarios or common emotions that people experience is fear of rejection, fear of being criticized, fear of being judged. Fear that you may not be accepted. Nobody is going to be interested in what you want to say. So these are common things that people share when it comes to fear of public speaking. So jot down all the thoughts and emotions that come to your mind, and you can tap on them. In this interview, Janet and Gene, the conversation between them was simply superb. Janet took the fear of public speaking all the way to addressing people in a small group, even parents speaking at a PTA meeting, or even in family conversations when you are together as a family in a group, having a conversation, getting your point across. If you feel a similar fear, you can tap on all of them. So the topic is fear of public speaking, but for you, you don't have to look at it like it's a presentation anxiety or something. You have to address a huge crowd or something like that. It can be as simple as just having a conversation with a couple of friends where you feel stuck, where you feel that you were not being heard or listened to, or people did not pay attention to you. So it could be very many things. And all these is very similar to the fear of public speaking and the fear of our voices not being heard. I can totally relate to that. So I'm just going to focus on a tapping script, free flow here, and just tap what resonates with me. And like I said, please listen to the podcast. It's an awesome podcast, and I will post the link here. All right. So go to the side of your hand. Even though I have this fear of public speaking, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though thinking about sharing my thoughts with a group of people at work, or at home, or during social gatherings brings up a lot of fear in me. I choose to acknowledge this fear, and I'm open to shifting this energy right now. Even though this fear of rejection and this fear of being judged and criticized keeps me stuck when I think about sharing my ideas and thoughts to my friends, family, and at work. I choose to accept, honor, and forgive myself for all that I'm experiencing. All this fear of speaking to others, all this fear of sharing my ideas and thoughts, all this fear that people are not going to like what I share, all this fear that I don't have anything interesting to say or share, all this doubt that what I'm going to share is not so very interesting. What if I get rejected? What are people going to think about me if I get stuck and don't know the right words to say? I have experienced such scenarios in the past when I said something and I got rejected. I choose to acknowledge this fear and doubt that's still stuck in my body and my mind. I release the need to be perfect, and I release this fear that is keeping me stuck like a captive. What if I can really begin to acknowledge all the strengths and the gifts in me? And what if I can really give myself permission to be me? I don't have to be anybody in order to share my thoughts and ideas. I release this fear of rejection, fear of getting judged and criticized right here, right now. This energy that I'm holding on to since a very long time ago is not serving me in any way. It's just an old pattern, old energy that is just keeping me safe, letting me know. Because this part of me does not want me to get hurt. I choose to acknowledge this part of me that is keeping me safe. And I send love, kindness, and compassion to this part of me that is really afraid of speaking in public, that is really afraid of making a presentation, that is really afraid of sharing my ideas and thoughts. When I begin to tap and release the stuck energy and the underlying fear behind this idea, I will be on my way to really shine my light and to really show up as who I am. I don't have to be anybody or anyone in order to be accepted. The more I tap and release the stuck energy, I also release the fear and this baggage that I've been carrying for a very long time. I choose to release this decision that I made a long time ago, that I'm not good enough, that I will not be heard, that nobody would be interested in what I have to say or share. As I release this old pattern, I bring in love, light, and healing to every cell, fiber, atom in my body. I choose to align with this universal force of love, and I'm open to receiving guidance and inspiration as I begin to share my thoughts, views, and ideas. I release the need to be perfect. I choose to relax, stay calm and confident, and really believe that I can speak and I am okay. It is okay to speak, even if my voice shakes. Stop tapping, take a breath. So I hope this was helpful. So like I said, the fear of public speaking can be just viewed as just a huge presentation or something that you have to do at work, or it could be just having a conversation with a couple of friends or a family gathering, or it could happen to anyone in any scenarios. Very many different occasions and different settings in life. So it's basically the fear of not being heard, and sometimes it's also the fear of being seen. When you actually stand up and talk, or when you're actually sharing your ideas, people are going to notice you. So it's also the fear of being seen, fear of being exposed. Janet talks about this fear of being exposed in the podcast. So all these fears are basically the wired backwards to our primal fear, which is the survival fear. So even though it is fear of public speaking, people who are in who have been doing part of Toastmasters group will know this. So you learn strategies as to how to speak, and you have to focus on not saying and on all those those interruptions in between. So you learn all the strategies, but when you tap, you actually bring yourself back to your body. You can focus on where you feel the tension, where you feel the pressure of public speaking, and just focus on the body and then sensations and tap on it and release them. So it's a huge topic, and I can make an hour-long video on this. It's a little bit long today, so thank you again for taking the time to watch. And thank you for joining me live. I see Raghavan Parniyappan is here. Thank you for joining me live. It's always good to see people join me live on videos. So that's all in this video. I hope this was helpful. I will see you all again with another video. Bye for now.